Good morning. Today we are going to see biological role of metals such as calcium, magnesium, iron and cobalt. Calcium and magnesium are greatly involved in biochemical processes in animals and human beings. Mg2 plus ions are concentrated in animal cell, whereas calcium 2 plus ions are concentrated in the body fluid outside the cell. In a similar way, K plus ion concentrated inside the cell and Na plus ions outside the cell. Calcium is the major metallic element in the structural material, that is bones, teeth and shells, because it forms insoluble carbonate and phosphates. It is essential for normal growth and functioning of body processes. It has a role in vital metabolic processes, for example, muscle contraction, passage of nerve impulses, and blood clotting. It is an essential element in a normal healthy diet. It is found in dairy products such as milk and cheese. In addition to this, Ca2 plus ions are also have different non-structural roles. They function as messenger for hormones action in the triggering of muscle contraction and nerve signals, in blood clotting, in maintaining the rhythm of the heart, and in the stabilization of protein structure. The role of Ca2 plus ions is astonishing because it is not known for forming strong complexes with simple ligands in solution. In this respect, the differences between Ca2 plus ion and its congeners Mg2 plus ion are very clear, and they arise from the following three factors. First factor, as a consequence of its low selectivity, Ca2 plus ion can bind neutral oxygen donor ligands, carbonyl, and alcohols in competition with the water. Ca2 plus ion can also bind N donors. Second, Ca2 plus resembles Na plus and K plus ion with regard to high coordination number and irregular geometry. As it possesses a charge of +2, it can bind anions. This is not seen in case of alkali metals. And third factor, the rates of binding to and dissociation from Ca2 plus ions are high. In contrast, in the water exchange rate of Mg2 plus ion is 5 times slower than that of Ca2 plus ions. Calcium binding proteins are typically rich in a separate and glutamate. Both of them have carboxylate group as a side change and therefore act as hard anionic ligand. From X-ray diffraction studies, it is revealed that Ca2 plus can bind 4 carboxylate oxygen atom in a distorted tetrahedral manner. The Ca2 plus ion very often acts as a bridge between different protein segments binding to anionic side groups of different amino acids or even carbonyl groups. Mg2 plus ions form a complex with ATP molecules, adenine triphosphate. They are constituent of phosphohydrolase and phosphotransferase, which are enzymes for reactions involving ATP and energy release. They are also essential for the transmission of impulses along nerve fibers. Mg2 plus ion, which is important in chlorophyll, second in green parts of plants. Iron is the most common transition metal in biology. All plants, animals, and bacteria, exception lactobacillus bacteria, they can use iron. They possess and the reactions in which iron participation are crucial to the survival of organisms. Some are ribonucleotide reactions, DNA synthesis, energy production, that is respiration, energy conversion, that is photosynthesis, nitrogen reduction, oxygen transport, respiration, muscle contraction, and oxygenation, that is steroid synthesis. Among the transition metals used in living organisms, iron is the most abundant in the environment. This fact alone explains the biological importance of iron. Next metal, cobalt. Cobalt is found in vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is a cyanocomplex. Vitamin B12 deficiency causes several diseases of pernicious anemia in human beings. This indicates the crucial role of cobalt. The most common type of reaction in which cobalamin enzyme participate results in the reciprocal exchange of hydrogen atoms if there are no adjacent carbon atom. not with hydrogen in solvent water. See the reaction which will be involved here, that is, there is exchange of hydrogen with the neighboring carbon atoms, and it will be change the reaction site. Particularly such important biological reactions proceeds with the help of this type of vitamin. The cobalt in vitamin B12 is coordinated to 5 nitrogen atoms, 4 contributed by a tetrapyrrole, that is chlorine ring. The sixth ligand is carbon. It is provided either by C5 of deoxy deoxyadenones in enzyme such as methylmalonyl CoA mutage, fatty acid metabolism, or by a methyl group in the enzyme that synthesis the amino acid methionine in bacteria. Bio-inorganic chemistry of iron. Iron is the most important transition element involved in living system. It is essential in small amount for both the plants and the animal life. It is toxic in larger amount. It is involved in many processes such as, first, in the form of hemoglobin, it acts as an oxygen carrier in the blood of animals and birds. Second, in the form of myoglobin, it acts as storage of oxygen in muscle tissues. Third, in the form of cytochromes, it acts as an electron carrier in plants, animals, and bacteria. And in the form of pyridoxine, they are relatively small proteins which contains sulfur bond iron atom. It acts as an electron transfer in plants and bacteria. Fourth, in the form of ferritin and transfer return, it acts as iron storage and scavenging. It is involved as a number of other enzyme aldehyde oxidase, oxidation of aldehydes, catalase and peroxidase, decomposition of H2O2. Sixth, it is involved in nitrogenase, the enzyme in nitrogen fixing bacteria. Here there is some principal role of iron which is found in the body with their different proteins. They are here mentioned. See, there are the hemoglobin, myoglobin, transferrin, ferritin, hemosiderin, catalase, cytochrome, peroxidase, cytochrome and oxidase, flavoproteins, dehydrogenase, oxidase and oxygenase. They are present in our body in different proportion and perform the different functions which are very important for our body, particularly for the healthy growth of the human being.